Hi guys, we're continuing with the review of the Aztec software interdisciplinary study material. We have reached the section of writing language mechanics, grammar, and parts of speech. We were just going over some notes in the beginning. So one point we were going over was to tell the difference between adjectives and adverbs, to create comparative and superlative adjectives and adverbs, and to put adjectives in the correct order in a sentence, to use conjunctions, interjections, and prepositions in writing. You also must capitalize letters correctly in writing, use end marks to end sentences, use dashes, parentheses, commas correctly. You should use contractions and possessives correctly. You must identify sentence fragments and run-ons to recognize and correct misspelled modifiers. Use negatives correctly, use parallel structure, and correct and edit your own writing. Compose sentences using the correct pronoun cases. Select pronouns to correctly indicate number and person. Recognize pronouns and their antecedents in the sentence, and recognize and avoid vague pronouns. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought and always has a subject plus a verb. There are 8 parts of speech: a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb, a pronoun, a conjunction, a preposition, an interjection. Nouns give names to people, places, things, ideas. Nouns are the subjects of sentences. Common nouns are the names of or types the names of types of people, places, things, ideas. Proper nouns are names of specific people, places, things, or ideas. So common are types of people, places, things, or ideas, and proper are specific people, places, things, or ideas. Subjects are topics of sentences. Objects receive the action of verbs. Verbs are the second part of speech. They show action or state of being. Action verbs show action. Linking verbs show a state of being. Present participles are the ing form of a verb with the ing ending. Past participles are the past tense of a word. They end in ed or ed ending. So verbs that don't show action show a state of being or help other verbs by showing conditions and time. So they help other verbs. Helping verbs include had, would, was, am, can, and shall, are also called linking verbs or helping verbs. Also, be, being, been, am, is, are. So am, is, are is showing progressive action in the present. Was, were, has, have, and had show past action. Do, does, did, can, may, might, must are more linking verbs. And shall, will, would, should, and could show future action linking verbs. So the tense shows when the action of a verb takes place or indicates time. A verb tense shows past, present, and future. Verbs can also show whether the action is ongoing, complete, or potential. All of the present progressive verbs have a combination of to be and ing verbing. Example, near future action. I am going to go park the car. Past ongoing action is Cheryl knew she was going to be late to class. Aspect shows whether the verb is going or ongoing, progressive. Complete or ongoing. So if it's complete, It's done in the past. Ongoing progressive is in the present. It's going on. That's the aspect. So the tense is just a past, present, and future, and the aspect it shows is it's complete or if it's ongoing or progressive. The mood shows whether the sentence is a statement, a command, or a doubt. Indicative mood is a statement of fact. Indicative. Imperative mood is another mood. Imperative is a command. Imperative mood is a command. And the subjunctive mood, the third type, is a doubt or a wish. Subjunctive. Voice shows whether the subject is acting or being acted on. The voice of a sentence shows whether the subject is acting, which is in an active voice, or being acted upon in a passive voice. So in summary, nouns and verbs are basic parts of speech. Nouns can be used, can be subjects or objects. Verbs serve many different purposes in sentences, and these different purposes can be identified. So pronouns is the next section. Pronouns are selected to correctly indicate number and person. You recognize pronouns and their antecedents in a sentence. So we're going to go into a little more detail. Let's see. So once again, for mood, we had indicative mood, which is a statement like the grass is green. Imperative mood is a command like go bring me water. And a subjunctive mood is a doubt or a wish like I wonder if it's going to rain today. That's subjunctive. So imperative is a command like go sit down. Indicative is just a statement of fact, like I am sitting down. Okay, so pronouns. They indicate number and person. You have to recognize the pronouns and their antecedents in a sentence. A subjective pronoun are topics of sentences. So these are I, you, he, she, it for singular, we, they, who for plural, or one, just a general pronoun. And then objective pronouns have things done to or for them. So objective pronouns include me, you, him, her, or it for singular, us, them, and whom for plural or one. And then possessive pronouns show ownership. My, mine, your, yours, his, her, hers, its for singular, our, ours, their, theirs, whose for plural, and one's for generic. Relative pronouns include that, which, who, whom, whose, whoever, whomever, whichever. Relative. Each of the relative pronouns include a relative clause. So that, which, who, whom, whose, whomever, whichever. Reflexive pronouns always refer to subjects and help emphasize their antecedents. Reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Okay? And relative were that, which, who, whom, whose, whomever, whichever. Say that. And antecedents must agree with pronouns in person and in number. The first person, I, me, my, myself, us, our, ours, relate to yourself. Second person, you, your, yours, yourself, yourselves, relative to person standing with the reader. And third person, he, she, it, they, their, herself, themselves, to third person. We'll continue in the next part.